so I am here with a book haul from all the things I bought from like the week of the 16th, May 16th to now. Because I did quite a collection, sort of like not all at once, but sort of gradually. So yeah, I am gonna show you what I've got. I'm really excited about the books that I got and also the other goodies that I have too. So my first things I got were the Lover vinyl and the record for folklore, because I am a Swiftie and my significant other is not a Swiftie per se, but he's not a Swiftie. And we when we were at his family's house, there was a record player, and we were listening to the vinyls and dancing around in the living room, and it was really fun and very like a sweet moment. So I was like, what if we got these vinyls for that house? Like, if we have the Lover vinyl, we could dance along to that. And folklore, just because it's in the woods, it's very, very quiet, and I feel like that's kind of the vibe of folklore at Evermore. But they didn't have Evermore at the Barnes & Noble Union Square where I got these two, so I just got folklore and Lover. Plus, because I have to save my money, Mario was sort of telling me to limit it to 2 things, because he knows that if he doesn't help me out with that, then I'll end up buying way too much. So thank you to him for keeping me on track with that. But it was also like for my birthday, so that's why I was like splurging on 2 vinyls, which are quite expensive because records are like, they're fancy. But we have these 2. Also, at the Barnes & Noble Union Square store, I got Transparent Things by Nabokov and Disorientation by Elaine Hissier-Chu. And I am really excited to read both of these because I'm like getting to be a Nabokovian because I just love his ergodic style of literature. I just also love that word. That's why I use it a lot too. It's a really fun genre when you have referential mania and Easter eggs and all that fun stuff. And for Disorientation, I'm half Filipino, so I am Asian. So it's interesting because this, I think, deals with the experience of being Asian American, and also has to do with being a PhD student, which I eventually want to be, although I think she's a PhD studying specifically poetry. And while I love poetry and I'm also a poet, I am mainly a fiction concentration, but I still think it'd be really fun to read a PhD about an English major who is also Asian American like me, so yay. And it gets to be a little bit intense. Like, I think there's a lot of things at play here. Kind of, I think it's almost giving White is for Witching vibes by Helen Oyeyemi. At the Barnes & Noble that I work at, I got some really fun things too. I got this reading challenge. It is really cool because if you read certain books, then you get to have a prize, and it's a bookish prize, so I'm all for that. That is the regular Ultimate Reading Challenge, and I also got the Romance Ultimate Reading Challenge. I don't read too much romance, but I'm trying to get into the genre because I know it's very popular. As a writer, I want to sort of strike a balance between writing not writing for market exactly, but writing what is in just for the side. A lot of people don't talk about the side of actual producing money in writing, but just for that aspect, I feel like it could be really important. Plus, I love writing in general, so I have fun writing whatever. But in terms of also writing what you want, that's when I would also focus on more of like the literary fiction type things. But I'm also very eclectic. I love reading all different types of things. I love writing all different types of things. So whatever I write or read, honestly, is going to be a lot of fun for me. But it's just a matter of sort of balancing between the obscure things that I want to write and the more popular things I want to write, and sort of studying both. So yeah, I'm excited for this. Plus, I have a bunch of romances that I haven't read yet on my TBR, my physical TBR, so that's going to be really, really good. For my thesis, I bought 3 things to help me out. I got a journal for my writing. It's really pretty. Sorry, a little ASMR moment. It feels very wizardy, and I'm excited to sort of write my thoughts as I'm writing my thesis in that journal. I also got a journal for my reading. It's got a little clasp here. And this is going to be for my reading more ASMR moments, where I'm going to write down notes about what I just read. I have a lot of tendencies of ADHD that I'm trying to get evaluated for, so I'm hoping that this will help me stay more focused on reading, because it used to be what I would hyper focus on as a child, but as I grew older and my attention sort of strayed and my attention span sort of changed, now I can sometimes read a page and not understand what's going on because my brain's not there. So I'm hoping that this is going to help me. It's already helping a lot, so I'm really glad about that. And the last one is just to keep me on track for what I've read. It's a reading journal. It's a little smudged here because I wrote in like sort of not erasable, but like not permanent marker, ship of thesis, which I should probably explain at some point. I'll give a brief explanation now for why I'm calling this project Ship of Thesis. It is because I really like the myth of the Ship of Theseus, and I feel like it could fit well with my thesis project, so I thought it was a cute little pun. But I'm gonna go more into that because I think there's more I want to say on that topic. For making YouTube videos, and so I'm trying to really get back into booktube, I got a bunch of notebooks because I am not sponsored by Skillshare, by the way, but I am doing the free trial of them right now, and I was watching a video that suggested doing sort of like storyboarding for videos, which I hadn't really considered before, and it was like storyboarding either like a script, quote unquote, or a script, not quote unquote, or a storyboard, quote unquote, or a storyboard, not quote unquote. So that's what I got this for, so I could do that and follow that advice. And I'm really looking forward to seeing if Skillshare is helpful. I think so far I really like them, although I'm not sponsored by them. I just think that it's fun to just learn lots of different things. The last 3 things that I bought, let me take my receipt out of there, are books, and I got some like summer reading just for fun, not for my thesis, just for whenever I can get to them. The first one is an ARC, which is an advanced reader copy, which I'm very lucky and blessed to be able to have access to these. It is called One Among Crows by Veronica Roth, and I read Divergent when I was in high school, or middle school, I think. Yes, actually middle school, and I really loved this series. I never fully finished it, but I at some point want to. I know that there's sort of mixed vibes about the rest of the series, but I remember really loving the first book because it was just fun, you know. It was like a fun new world, and I liked, well, not fun to be in the world, but fun to engage with the characters in the world. Yeah. Let me read the synopsis of One Among Crows. Pain is Demeter's calling. To slay the monsters he's been raised to kill, he had to split his soul in half to make a sword from his own spine. Every time he draws it, he gets blood on his hands. Pain is Alla's inheritance. When her mother died, a family curse to witness horrors committed by the Holy Order was passed on to her. The curse will claim her life as it did her mother's unless she can find a cure. One fateful night in Chicago, Demeter comes to Alla with a bargain. Her help in finding the legendary witch Baba Yaga in exchange for an enchanted flower that just might cure her. Desperate and unaware of what Demeter really is, Alla agrees, but they only have one day before the flower dies, and Alla's hopes of breaking the curse along with it. It seems a little bit like Tangled mixed with Russian folklore to me, and that is really exciting. It seems like a lot of fun, and it says on the top, a curse, a calling, a sacrifice. It's an epigraph. This next book is called Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore. It's by Robin Sloan. I really like the name Mr. Penumbra because it means like almost a shadow, or like or a shadow of something. I think it's, what is it? It's something that has to do with shadows, and I think that's a really fun play on words. And let me read the synopsis. The Great Recession has shuffled Clay Janin away from life as a San Francisco web design drone and into the aisles of Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore. But after a few days on the job, Clay begins to realize that the store is more curious than either its name or its gnomic owner might suggest. The customers are few, and they never seem to buy anything. Instead, they check out large, obscure volumes from strange corners of the store. Suspicious, Clay engineers an analysis of the clientele's behavior, seeking help from his variously talented friends. But when they bring their findings to Mr. Penumbra, they discover the bookstore's secrets extend far beyond its walls. And I'm really excited to read it because it just seems like a cool story. And it comes with, I think, it says Ajax Penumbra 1969. I think it's either a short story or an essay. Either way, this seems like it's going to be a really cool read. As a bookseller, I love reading books about booksellers. I love reading books about readers. I love reading books about writers as a reader and a writer as well. So anything literary is my jam. The last book I got because it was sort of recommended by a booktuber that I'm really enjoying the videos of. Her name is Olivia Grace Cook. She makes very beautiful cinematic videos, and I'm sort of looking to her for inspiration and hoping that her influence can help me sort of get better at booktube as well, because she's just like, her videography is gorgeous. It's just so good. And she also is sort of in the similar boat that I am, in the sense that she's doing her MFA thesis and I'm doing a BFA thesis, but it's still the same project, essentially, just having to write a thesis for school, and it's a creative writing project, so it's like in both of our cases it's novels, and I'm just really excited for her journey and to see where she goes with it, and I'm hoping she excels and does well with it, and I am also hoping that I excel and do well with mine, and I'm excited for mine too. But this book is called A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. A lot of people did enjoy it from Book Talk, I've heard, so I'm really excited about this because I think it's actually going to be a really fun read, and I'll read the synopsis. It starts with a letter and an ominous journey across dark waters. 10 years after being sent away to the mainland to become a bard, Jack Tamerlane is summoned home to Cadence. Girls are going missing from the island, and Adara, his childhood nemesis and the future leader of the clan, believes Jack is the only one who can find them. The elemental spirits that dwell in every breath of air, splash of water, blade of grass, and flicker of fire find mirth in the lives of the humans, and a bard's music is the only way to summon them and ask that the girls be returned. Yet as Jack and Adara get closer to solving the mystery, it becomes apparent that an older, darker secret about Cadence lurks beneath the surface, and no harp song may be strong enough to stop it. It sounds riveting. River-writting. Ta-da. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one too. So those were the books that I got from the Barnes & Noble in Union Square, and the records I got from Barnes & Noble in Union Square, and the challenges and books that I got from my Barnes & Noble. I'm really excited to dig into all of these things, and I'm really happy that I was able to get them, and I'm just really looking forward to them. But I hope that you all have a great day and that you are able to enjoy books and writing today, if you so wish, and take care.